Our nation, it is just too great to put it in the hands of a slick-talking, empty promising, self-promoting one-man wrecking crew.
That was Democratic vice presidential candidate Tim Kaine dissing Donald Trump during his convention speech on Wednesday night. Welcome back to Public Affairs on Peach. I'm Kim Passoff. A lot of people did not know Tim Kaine before Hillary Clinton named him her running mate. And Theron Johnson, what does he bring to the table?
Well, first of all, he's a very moderate to conservative Democrat. I think he has a lot of good working relationships in the U.S. Senate. You know, at a time when usually you roll out vice presidential nominees, the Republicans usually look to the Senate or the other governors to criticize the nominee. No one can criticize this guy. The second thing is that he's been very successful in Virginia. He's been a mayor, he's been a governor, and he's also now a U.S. senator. And so as we talk about going forward to November, Virginia is going to be very important. And then lastly, listen, he's someone that conservative, quite frankly, they may not like him because he's now the vice presidential nominee with Hillary Clinton. But if you really look at his policy and his voting, particularly around his strength in foreign affairs, I think that's something that's going to be very, very helpful for him in battleground states. And I think Hillary Clinton, listen, this was a personal choice for her. I think she really felt comfortable with Tim Kaine. I felt like she felt that he could bring a lot to the table. And some of the things that she may be a little weak on, I think Tim is actually strong on.
Your thoughts?
He's a former city councilman, a former mayor, a former lieutenant governor, a former governor, a former United States senator, and former chairman of the Democratic National Committee. And at a time when she really needed to reach out to Bernie Sanders supporters, she chose the ultimate insider to be on her ticket. And I just don't see that as a strategic positive for Hillary Clinton. And with regard to his conservative to moderate claim, I mean, he has a 100% approval rate with NARAL and Planned Parenthood. I would hardly call him a moderate Democrat.
Yeah, but he's been looked at as one of the most moderate to conservative members of the Senate, and there are a lot of different things that we can point to.
He tries hard, he does, but he is just not exciting.
Yeah.
Well, among his list of accolades that you just listed is his ability to speak fluent Spanish. Obviously, the Hispanic vote is something that is key for the Democratic Party. Do you think that that's going to help the Democratic Party?
Absolutely. I mean, listen, when he spoke in Florida, when he was introduced to the country, I mean, Miami was strategic, a placement. As we know, Latinos are a very big voting bloc in Florida, and particularly in that Miami area. The second thing I think that really helps is, unlike what we saw in the Republican convention, Latino voters were front and center throughout the 4 days. And so I think he definitely helps with Latino voters all across the country. All
right. And Kaine is a Catholic, personally opposes abortion. That's different than the party platform. And he's even worked to, he has worked to defend access to the procedure since he became a Virginia senator in 2012. He's fought against defunding Planned Parenthood. So do you think that that's going to help him at all, maybe with some Republicans?
Well, in order to have a 100% approval rating from Planned Parenthood and NARAL, you have to be in support of what is called partial birth abortion. And which is one of the most deplorable procedures that exists. I don't think that that's going to help him with any conservatives whatsoever.
Your thoughts?
Look, I think the Bernie Sanders people, one of the things that got them a little fired up before the convention is because they pointed out some of these things in Tim Kaine's record. But ultimately, I think it actually helps Hillary Clinton because he will be someone that can go in some of these states where working class white people who are attracted to Donald Trump, but also some of these disaffected Republicans as well that may not be as happy with Donald Trump. And I think he can have an open conversation with them.
Ultimately, though, will either of the vice presidential candidates really have a big part in this race, or is this all about Hillary and Donald Trump?
I think it's all about Hillary and Donald Trump. Absolutely, I do. I think that the choice of Mike Pence was a strategic one to reach out to conservatives because Trump was having a little bit of difficulty unifying the conservative base of the Republican Party. But I think when it comes to actually hitting the campaign trail, you're going to see Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton front and center.
I think I agree with Julianne. I think it's going to be all about Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. However, I think as we talk about the differences in their records, Tim Kaine and Governor Pence, I think that those things are going to be discussed. And listen, you know, they do have a debate, and that's really when the American people are going to be paying very close attention to the election. So definitely. I think they'll have a small role.
All right. Well, coming up next on Public Affairs on Peach, we look at both party platforms and examine some of the issues that you'll hear about between now and November.